Today we're diving deep into a conversation that could change the way you think about the world around you, especially the invisible yet pervasive electro-pollution from EMF radiation. I'm your host, and I'm thrilled to share with you the highlights from an interview between Mike Adams and Nick Pineault, an expert who's been on the front lines of this critical issue for years. Nick Pineault has put together an incredible docu-series called the EMF Hazards Summit, which is streaming at BrightLearn University. You can register for free at brightu.com, and I highly recommend you do. This docu-series is a game-changer, especially when it comes to understanding the effects of 5G towers and electrosensitivity. Let's jump into the highlights from this fascinating interview. Nick starts by explaining that electro-pollution, or EMF radiation, is a relatively new phenomenon that humans have never experienced before. From cell phones to Wi-Fi routers, Bluetooth, and the ever-increasing number of 5G towers, this radiation is everywhere, and it's having a significant impact on our health. One of the most common symptoms people report is poor sleep. Imagine not being able to sleep well because there's a 5G tower right outside your window. It sounds far-fetched, but it's a reality for many. Headaches, migraines, and even chronic fatigue are also on the rise, and many people are connecting these issues to increased EMF exposure. But here's the kicker. The telecom industry has been controlling the narrative from the beginning. They've funded studies, silenced scientists, and even influenced regulatory bodies like the FCC. It's a familiar story if you've been following the history of big tobacco or big pharma. The industry's influence is so strong that even when scientific studies show harm, the public is often told that everything is safe. The situation is even more alarming when you consider the cumulative effects of multiple exposures. Think about it. You're exposed to EMF radiation from your phone, your home's Wi-Fi, the 5G towers in your city, and maybe even your smart home devices. Each of these sources adds to the overall burden, and the long-term effects are still largely unknown. Nick and Mike also discuss the mechanisms of harm. One of the key issues is oxidative stress, which is at the root of many health problems. EMF radiation can disrupt ion channels in our cells, leading to an imbalance of minerals like calcium and potassium. This disruption can cause a cascade of issues, from impaired brain development in fetuses to increased cancer risk. And it's not just about individual health. It's also about the environment. There are grassroots efforts around the world pushing back against the unchecked installation of 5G towers and the launch of thousands of satellites that will blanket the Earth with even more radiation. Organizations like BBILAN.org and Americans for Safe Technologies are leading the charge, and they need your support. The good news is that there are practical solutions. Nick emphasizes the importance of reducing exposure and boosting your body's natural defenses. Simple steps like turning off your Wi-Fi at night, using a wired connection instead of wireless, and keeping your phone out of your bedroom can make a big difference. And don't forget the power of good nutrition. A diet rich in antioxidants can help mitigate the oxidative stress caused by EMF exposure. So, what can you do? First, educate yourself by watching the EMF Hazards Summit at BrightLearn University. It's free to register at brightu.com. The docuseries features interviews with experts like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Dr. Magda Havas, and Dr. Neil Nathan, who provide invaluable insights and practical advice. Second, take action in your own life. Reduce your exposure to EMF radiation and support organizations working to create safer regulations. Your health and the health of future generations depend on it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of BrightLearn. If you found this discussion as eye-opening as I did, please share it with your friends and family. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and keep learning. I'm your host, and you're listening to BrightLearn. Take care.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Nick Pineault and Mike Adams on August 1st, 2024. The full interview is available at brightion.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.